We're back with Robin Campaniano, President and Chief Executive Officer of AIG Hawaii Insurance Company. As you were trying to develop as a leader, who were key mentors that were teaching you how to be a better leader and a better person at the same time?
I can't look to any one individual. I've looked to a lot of different people with whom I've had the privilege to work with and who I've had the honor to provide guideposts for me. I look to people such as Rana Mamiya, my first boss. I look to Judge Alfred Loretta, the first district federal judge in the Northern Marianas, with whom I was privileged to serve as his attorney. I look to current leaders such as Walter Dodds, just by the way he operates in town, the way he handles himself. A very honest man, very ethical person. I read snippets of conversations. I read a lot, and I just get inspiration from so many different people. And it doesn't have to be someone older than me. I think the world of some of the young people I see coming up through the ranks of business and what they've done, how courageous they've been. I look to people like Tad Fujikawa, who has just floored me with his humility, his humbleness, and his just love of the game. So I look throughout for inspiration and for ideas.
What sticks out as the best advice that you received, and who did you get that from?
From my parents, who said that when you wake up every morning and you make sure you do the right thing. In so many words, and it's been slapped into my head, and perhaps that's that's another set of people that have provided me with a lot. My parents.
In Hawaii, there seems to be an inferiority complex of some sort. Until we go away, or until we determine that yes, we have talent, a lot of times we feel like we're not as good as maybe the mainland or other areas. Did you ever have to deal with that? And if you did, how did you get over it?
Yeah, it's what former Governor Burns used to call a subtle sense of inferiority. Yes, it's there. It's definitely there. I think a lot of it is just due to what we feel as a people, that we're not very good, and we don't like to go crow about ourselves or our accomplishments. You contrast that with with other cultures, and let's consider our predominant culture. We are part of the United States. I see a lot of people that are very confident and proud of what they've accomplished, and they have, in no uncertain terms, like to talk about it, and it fuels their sense of being. That's not the culture prevalent here, and so there is a clash at times. Have I felt that? Often. Often. Have I seen that? Yes, more often than I like.
But for you personally, did you have to go through that?
Oh yeah. But again, I'm sort of a hybrid too. My father was in the Air Force, and so I spent a lot of time away from Hawaii. We really just came back when I was in the 8th grade. So I sort of had the exposure to life outside of Hawaii, and that sort of helped colored my position.
For people out there who may feel like they have some type of inferiority complex, what kind of advice would you give to them?
Get over it. Take full stock of the kind of person you are. Understand your strengths and weaknesses. Do an honest check. Look in the mirror and see what kind of person you are. Confidence can manifest itself in a very quiet sort of way. I look at my father. I look at my uncles. I look at a lot of people that I've seen in the business community. They don't go out and strut their resume. They don't go out and brag about their awards. They go out and do. And that to me is a sort of confidence that I think I would rather see in people, and that I often see in Hawaii leaders.
So have you been inspired to really give back to the community by your father?
I don't know who I would specifically turn to say that they alone. I think it's just part of my being to give back. I mean, do you breathe? Yes. Do you work towards making Hawaii a better place? Yes. And so it becomes sort of natural and sort of just part of the equation.
Is there any point where you become concerned or worried because you're really involved in the community, you're involved with so many community organizations, and yet you're leading a successful, large local insurance company?
Yeah. And implicit in that answer is, yeah, you got to do it. That's just part of who I am. I'm like a lot of other people from Hawaii. You know, we're all immigrants to Hawaii. I've got a typical immigrant background where my grandparents or my great grandparents came to Hawaii to work on plantations and in the fields and the like, and they tried to make a better life. And I look upon you know, that background, and I see where I sit, and I think I've just been very fortunate to be where I am. And if it weren't for the efforts of a lot of people who brought me here, I wouldn't be, you know, where I am. And the only way I can think about how to repay all those who have helped me, friends, families, others who have chosen to give me a hand, is to continue the work that they've done by paying back, by helping others. And that's just something I have to do.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for more on Greater Good Radio.